Hello and welcome to my online class. My name is Miranda. You might know me as That Circus Freak. This is the first video in my Flow Intensive series of online hoop tutorials. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to message me on Instagram. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy today's class and I look forward to working with you. Today we're going to work on a mermaid roll through the cradle. Before we start, make sure you're all warmed up and ready to go. I will demonstrate this move for you now, so you can see what the end product will look like. If this trick is new to you, we're going to go through it step by step. If you've done this move before, we will be working on some ways to smooth it out and improve your technique. What we're going to start with is the mermaid. There's a couple of things with this one. If you have a single point hoop, you are going to want to put your hand in over grip right next to the tab at the top. If you've got a double point aerial hoop, you're going to want to put your hand on the outside of the tab, wherever that sits on your double point hoop. From here, we've got our grip. We straighten our other arm above our head, lean back with straight legs and sit our butt down slightly. We then roll our hips out to the room and push and arch our tummy out. If you're feeling slightly unstable with this one, you can use that free hand behind you to hold onto the bar while you roll your hips over. If we're getting a bit stuck getting into our mermaid shape, if it looks like this and you can't push your hips out, it means that you're a little bit too low on your legs. So the bar is too close to your knee and your calf. And what you're going to do is put it slightly higher so it's touching your thighs just above the knee. Now, if we do our mermaid and we feel unsafe, like we're going to roll out of the hoop, it's too high. That time it was just underneath my butt cheek and it was too high up to balance. So it needs to go down a bit lower to my thigh where my knee is. Now that it's touching the right spot, I can roll my hips out to the room and arch my back. To start the roll, we're going to be bending our top knee, so you can look back at your legs, make sure you've got the top leg, bend your knee, and we're going to roll back into the hoop to go to sitting. Let's do that one again. Our mermaid shape, we bend our top knee, we roll back to sitting. What we're going to do when we go back to sitting is it's usually going to be too high. So as we come back into the hoop, we've got to sink our hips slightly down towards the ground to get our butt to fit through. From here, our roll is going to pass through this gap. So under my armpit, between me and the hoop, is where my roll is going to go. So it starts with my leg, my hand, and my whole body goes through the same gap to roll me into my cradle. Mermaid, I bend my top knee and I roll back into the hoop, sitting my hips down so that my butt is down to the ground. In that gap, what I'm going to start with is my knee and my foot first. Then I'm going to reach my hand all the way through. The important thing to get you to roll over is having that hand reach as far as you possibly can. So it's going to pass through. Here, this time I'm showing you the leg positioning. So in this one, I was too high up on my thigh to start the roll. So if I had continued rolling, it was in my inner thigh right into my crotch and would have hurt. Now this time, if I'm too low down on my leg, I have no momentum and no lift to actually help me roll through. So we want it in the middle of those two, which is just on our thigh, right where our knee is. So my butt goes down slightly to get back to sitting, and it's on the same spot we started our mermaid with, which is on our thigh just above our knee. Something else that can make it a bit confusing for us is if we reach our hand back up to the top. So our free hand, if you put it back on the hoop, it can get confusing, change your positioning, and make it harder to do the roll. Plus, it adds an extra regrip, which is going to make the roll clunky. So try not to use that hand if possible and go straight for your reach through the bar.